Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today I thought we would do a nice, simple, glowy look. I have a couple of new products, a lot of older products, and we're just gonna have some makeup fun. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things like subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. All right, you are zoomed in nice and close, 4K, no filters. Everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. If you're interested, they are affiliate links though, so if you shop through them, thank you so much, I appreciate it. My premise for this kind of video is, I know a lot of you are going into that spring summer season in the world. We are going into autumn here where I live in Australia, but I know that for a lot of the world, the spring summer season, it means glowy kind of fresh makeup, which I always find it funny because for me that's my autumn winter makeup. Because for me in summer here it is so humid that if I do like glowy makeup here, it just melts off my face, or it's just like I'm already oily, because in summer with the humidity my combination skin gets oily, and so I already have all of that going on, so I'm trying to mattify that. Whereas in the winter my skin gets normal to dryish, and it's like time for me to capitalize on the glow. So I thought this was like a win-win. I don't know if any other Australians feel me in that vibe, but for me it's a win-win. I'll keep you guys across like the steps that I do and which ones I do because I have combination skin, and so that's why this kind of a glowy product works for it, and what I would recommend if you do have normal dry skin, you want something glowy, or vice versa, that kind of a thing. So the first thing I'm going to use is my Milk Makeup Primer. This is the new Cloud Glow Primer, and it's like a foam, and I'm going to apply this with my Refa 31. And I really like this primer, particularly for added hydration and glow on the skin. And I think regardless of your skin type, it will be very lovely because it's very fresh feeling, especially for those of you going into spring summer and it's going to be quite hot. This is going to give you this beautiful fresh burst on the skin, and then for those of us going into the colder weather, it's just going to be nice and refreshing still, because it'll be like, oh, we're awake for the morning. But it is also very, very hydrating without enhancing any oils or making your skin feel any oilier or making your skin feel heavy in any way, because it's got water as one of its main hydration ingredients. From my understanding, is very light on the skin and very it's really hydrating without feeling too heavy. So very, very nice and lightweight, perfect for combo oily skin, but also, you know, dry skin, and those of you going into that summer where you just don't want that heaviness on the skin. I should also say I am not a makeup artist. This is all just tips and tricks from a makeup lover, so take it with a grain of salt, truly. So I think you can see like it's just added a nice level of healthy glow to the skin, not shine, just like a hydrated glow. I'm gonna take my green color corrector from Tarte now, which I always take. It's obviously going to be dependent on whether or not you have any redness. I know sometimes it doesn't look like I do on camera, but trust me, I have redness. I have very sensitive red skin sometimes. I'm actually filming this before I go live. We're going to be window shopping the Sephora sale. I don't know when this is going up, but the live will already be up on the channel if you're interested. I'm loving doing lives at the moment. They're just so much fun. I'm just going to mix my Givenchy Prisme Libre Peach Corrector with my Rare Beauty Brightener. I've spoken about this so often. I mix them because, as you can tell, this one's way too deep. So by mixing them, this is the way that I can get my money's worth. Because you can return, like I've seen a few comments like saying you can return products in Australia if it's the wrong shade, which from my understanding, depending on the retailer, you kind of can. They usually have to be completely unopened. Usually I'm opening to test it first, but also a lot of the time I don't actually get, like I'll get a lot of products from Selfridges and BeautyIlluminateur and all that kind of stuff because we don't normally get the new releases quickly. So for me it's actually just not even worth the return, even if I can, because it'll cost me more or whatever. So that's why I just work so hard on making my products work for me. However I've got to, you know. I think for light glowy makeup, the Prada foundation is going to be the best option for me. So I have LN10. I'm just going to pump a little bit out on the back of my hand here and then use my Ramos 23 brush to apply it and spread it around. This isn't, I wouldn't say, an overly glowy foundation, but for me with combo skin, like I still like a foundation that has a level of like glow to it from hydration, but also is still going to smooth some texture and just not make my skin oily throughout the day. It's going to still wear beautifully because I do have that combo skin. So that's where this one is super lightweight and fresh, but still just has a healthy like hydration to it that creates a lovely glow, in my opinion. And it is a very light coverage foundation, so I mean, you can build it up a little bit, but like it's a lightweight feeling foundation, so you know, if you're looking for like just not having that heavy feeling on the skin, it's perfect for that. And it really just wears beautifully, even for in the middle of summer here in Australia, where my combination skin is like really oily. It just wears so beautifully throughout the day. It just looks stunning. It definitely is one of those foundations that like looks better the longer you wear it, I find personally. If you want a little bit more coverage than this foundation, I would recommend the Shiseido Radiant Lifting Foundation. So not the skin refreshing one, but the Radiant one. That one is going to have a lot more coverage to it, so you'll be able to get a medium full coverage, but it is going to have a real, like probably even more glow and hydration to the skin than what this Prada one is actually. So if you want like a bit heftier, I also highly recommend that one. I've been using that a bit on my channel lately actually. I'm just gonna take my Juno & Co Cloud Sponge and just lightly give it a wee smooth over. So I still have imperfections and stuff peeking through, but I just feel like this is a nice layer of coverage that has evened everything out. Everything just looked like my skin but better, and still has like a nice glow to it, if you will. Now I'm going to take my beloved Chanel Sublimage concealer in the shade 10, I think. Yeah, 10. Perfect concealer really for any time of the year. This is my holy grail concealer. I cannot believe I slept on this concealer so long. It's just the perfect concealer, truly, for me. I love it so much because it is hydrating, smoothing, full coverage, just pure perfection. It wears incredibly. BK 109, but obviously pick the concealer that is, you know, your fave. But this is just my creme de la creme. And I know so many of you, every time I use it and say that, you guys are all in the comments like, absolutely, it is my absolute favorite concealer of all time as well. You know, I get it, because it really is, it's so good. And like a small amount goes a long way. You can build it up. Like this will be kind of a medium coverage, and then I'll do one more small thin layer and it will take it to the full coverage. But like, even though the pot is super expensive, it's gonna last you for the longest time. Just look at it though. Oof, it's perfection. So I'll just do a tiny another little thin layer. And I'll actually let that sit there for a minute, and I'm going to take my LYS cream bronzer. I have the shade Motivate. They've also released 2 more shades, a deeper one and a lighter one. I'd actually love to get the lighter one, so hopefully it comes to Australia. This is a really nice bronzer for, I'm gonna leave it off the cheeks. I'm gonna do my forehead and my chin first, and I'm just going to blend it out with my Ray Morris 27. This is a really nice cream bronzer for like those of you going into a spring summer, or those of us that might want something a little bit more, not necessarily too glowish, but I guess natural sun-kissed kind of bronzer. This is probably one of the better ones, just because it is really a true bronzer and it just blends out so beautifully and softly on the skin. But obviously you could use whatever bronzer you like, really. Or you might even want to like actually contour. The Vive cream bronzer is a really nice, like the light shade, if you're my tone, the Vive cream bronzer is a really nice contour shade that has some like glow to it. So if you're looking for a product specifically like that, then check out that one. But I like to do a bit of a bronze at this point. I'm just going to blend out this concealer that's been sitting there for a second. Right, now let's do cream bronzer on the cheeks. You do not need a lot of this product. It is very blendable. Just blend that out with the same Ray Morris brush. Oh, also, I've forgotten to say already in this video, I created my membership channel finally. So you can click the join button. I think it should be in the description box, but also if you go to like my profile, like the front page of my YouTube or something, there should be a join button. Maybe even as you're watching this, you can see the different tiers and what's included. And depending on when this goes up, there might already have been like a video and like a first live or something. There's going to be a lot of lives over there, even if it's lives that maybe people can't make, but I'm just filming live and uploading and creating the content, just because that's really easy for me to do without editing over there and adding extra content kind of thing. So if you're interested, check it out. Obviously no pressure, but if you do, thank you so much. It's more so just a little place where us insane makeup lovers can connect. Alright, let's move on to setting our face, and I'm going to take my beloved makeup powder for my under eyes because it works the best. This is my Ramos Kabuki brush, and this is just a nice hydrating powder, and for me it's just because of the shade, it adds an extra perfect level of coverage for my under eyes. My under eyes are also like the Sahara Desert, so it's also going to set them while keeping them hydrated, because even though they're the Sahara Desert, trust me, they still need setting, otherwise it's a recipe for disaster for me. But if you have very dry skin, or you would just like a soft setting with a lot of hydration in the powder, you could also use this all over the face. But for me, it doesn't quite keep my oils at bay. However, I have discovered my favorite powder of all time. I'm not kidding. This powder is magic. So this is the Face Atelier powder it's called Glass Skin Water Powder. You can get this from Bedazzled in Australia. You can also get this, I believe, in the US on like Camera Ready Cosmetics. I'll have it linked. I fully recognize it comes with like a package that you can like twist to open and get some powder up. Now this powder is not going to be for everyone in the sense of it's going to feel weird to apply. But when I tell you this is the most natural powder while setting my face, keeping my oils at bay, and making my makeup look completely flawless for 12 plus hours, I swear, hand on heart, I am not exaggerating with you. I am not sponsored by this. In fact, a lot of the links that I will even have for this product in my description box, I don't even earn an affiliate off. Like Bedazzled, for example, they don't have an affiliate program. It's mind-blowing. So I will recommend using a powder puff with this, because this is a water powder. So it looks like powder, and as you press it into the face, use a light hand, it is going to literally feel like you have put water on your face. It's very, very, like the first time I used it, I was very nervous. I was like, this is going to mess up my makeup. I started with a brush, and because it does turn to water, I just found it did look a little bit funny. Like it didn't lift any makeup, but it didn't melt into the skin. So when I've used it with a puff, that is when it's melted in. If you want glowy-ish skin or just hydrated skin that does not move through the whole day, and this is the most natural looking powder I've ever tried in my life, ever. I swear to God, I went to work the other day and it was hot here, like hot. And I went to work, like put this powder on, and when I came home, my skin looked exactly the same. My eyeshadow and stuff like kind of had just, because I just did like a quick one and done, so my lips were off, my eyes were looking a little bit rough for wear because I was at work for like 12 plus hours and I had a lot of meetings, I was talking a lot, we were outside and stuff doing things, and it was like humid, but my foundation looked like I had just woken up and put it on. I kid you not. Like, can you just see? Oh. So it sets it, and then because it's this water, like it melts it all together, it melts all the products. It's wondrous. And I know that there's probably like other powders similar to this, but this is the first time I've ever tried a powder like this where it does that water thing, and it's blown me away. It is become instantly my holy grail powder. It's freaking phenomenal. I understand though that if you get this, there's a learning curve. Keep that in mind. Like, don't use a harsh pressure or anything like that. Just lightly press it in, and I promise you it won't, like you can see, it's not moved any of my makeup or anything. I've used it with full coverage and everything. I've used it with matte foundations. It's just, this is a miracle in a tub. And if you have tried it, please let me know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I'm like mind blown. It's so good. So yeah, in saying that, I did also picked up the Laura Mercier pressed blur setting powder, but I might use this at the end just to reset my T-zone and explain why. But for honestly, this is like, these two, under eye, face, I think I can nearly get rid of all my powders. I'm not going to, but I could. I'm actually just going to quickly go off camera now and do my brows, and then we'll come back and carry on. All right, brows are on. Let's do eyes. I'm going to take my Viseart eye primer and apply this. I did go on and purchase the new Viseart palette. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a review, the Paris Riviera's one, I think it's called, and you guys said you wanted to see a review, so that will be coming. I just placed my order today, so it might already be up. Who knows how quick I'll get it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the Intensify stick on my lid here. And then I'm going to take the Tom Ford Forbidden Pink Quad. I think you can still get this. And I'm just going to take this top corner right here. This is the cream formula. I'm going to take it on a Sonia G Worker Pro. And I'm just going to do a one and done pretty much with this. So I'm just going to start by packing this on the lid. And then I've just got my Sonia G Blender Pro handy. and I'll use that to blend it out here. And as you know, I am a massive, huge fan of the Tom Ford cream formula. It's one of my all-time favorite formulas, especially for one and done looks. I just think it's perfect for them because look how quick and easy it is. You can obviously use any shadow that you like in your collection as a one and done. It does not have to be exactly the same if you are following along, which is cool. Let me know if you are following along. And then I'm just taking this What's Up Beauty R101 pencil brush. I'm going to go into the exact same shade and I'll run that underneath here. And then I picked up this new Bobbi Brown eyeliner. So this is the stick eyeliner, long wear cream liner stick in Fog. And I picked it up because I really like the shade. There we go. So this is the shade Fog. That's the shade right there, and I just really liked this cool Tony Brown shade. So I'm going to use this in my upper and lower waterline first, and we'll see how this goes for sensitive eyes. Oh, I like that shade. That's pretty. And then I'm going to take a Refa 23, which is like the smallest of small pencil brushes, and I'll pick up a little bit of Fog directly from the brush. I'll just smudge that in this outer corner and just kind of like flick it up as I'm smudging it. Just a little bit here, just to like smoke it through the lash line a touch. Oh, I really like that. I like that shade. What do you guys think? I like that. That's pretty. I'm into that. For mascara, I did get sent in PR this Queen Musea 2053 mascara, and I've been using this all week, and it's very hefty and luxe feeling. I love the color of the green, and it's actually quite nice. If you're looking for a really natural, fluffy mascara, you will really like this. It's not the most favoum type mascara I've ever tried, but it is very fluffy, and I will say as the formula thickens the longer I have it open, which is usually the case, it does get more volume, but it does not make my lashes look like spider legs, which is the main thing I'm looking for. It also does not flake, and it's very easy to get off, so I actually quite like it. So that's one eye with the mascara, one eye without. I think it looks quite nice. What do you guys think? Also say this does not irritate my sensitive eyes, which is exciting. And I forgot to say, just rewinding back to the powder step, I set my face with a powder because one, I don't want to touch up my makeup throughout the day, so I set it quite heavily with a powder, and two, I do have that combination skin, right? So if you have normal dry skin and you are wanting your makeup to look ultra glowy and hydrated, I would personally just skip setting your face, or I would just set strategically through the T-zone. Same, I guess, if you have oily skin but want your outer perimeter to be more glowy, then I would just set the T-zone, but that's just not my personal preference. I forgot to say that, sorry. Okay, let's do bronzer. I'm gonna use my Chantecaille bronzer in Sirena, which is this one, because it has a beautiful, it's like a beautiful baked gelée formula, and I'm gonna take it on my BKN15. But other bronzers that are just as beautiful and kind of have that subtle glow to them, or nice like sheen to them, the Tom Ford Soleil bronzer, and also one of the Hourglass ambient bronzers, I think are quite a lovely option as well. And then there is the new Armani bronzer, which is supposed to be quite glowy, but I just haven't picked it up yet. I'm waiting for Selfridges to drop the Byredo Mineral Escapes palette. I've been checking it every day, and then when it does, I'll get that and the Armani bronzer together. But gosh, it's been selling out so quickly, I hope I don't miss it. Look at that, beautiful bronzer, beautiful. I like that. Shocking shade range. And then I am just going to take my Sonia G buffer brush, smooth buffer. This has no colour, but I just like to run it over my bronzer, because if I've created any harsh lines or been too heavy-handed, this will just smooth everything over and make it perfected. This is a very extra step, but if you're like me and tend to get heavy-handed sometimes, it is a miracle brush. You don't need any product, it's literally just a brush that you do that with, and see how everything's smoothed out? Perfection, if you ask me. All right, for that glowy skin look, I really like to amp up my highlighter. Now, depending on kind of what you're going for and your budget, I recommend these two for summer. This is the Say Super Glowy Gel, and this is the Gucci one. The Gucci one is just pure perfection, and if you're looking for a very natural, like melt in your face liquid highlight, this is really good. And then this one is also, it's more gel-like. This one is more like skincare feeling. This is more gel-like, very lightweight. Both go over powder really well if you're looking to apply them like that or under. And this one as well, and honestly this one too, you can use as a primer, mixing with foundation, that kind of thing. So if you're really looking to amp up the glow, mix one of these into your like foundations, and it's going to really make it juiced up. Or even just a drop of face oil or something like that if you want to with your foundation. I do have many other liquid highlighters as well that I can recommend, but we'll be here all day if I start doing that. So I'm going to take the Gucci one today because that's my personal, just absolute fave really. And I just pop it on the back of my hand and then take my sponge. So I just do this. And I like to strategically apply it. I don't overly want to enhance texture personally, but you can just pop it wherever you like it. Look at that, see how natural that is? So if you're wanting a very natural melt into the skin, subtle-ish glow, this you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with, especially that Gucci one. And then I recently picked up this Fenty Beauty highlighter. So this is the new one, Demi'glow Pretty Pearls, and I did a review of this with the Rare Beauty blushes. Wow, this is good. So let me take this on my Smashbox highlighter brush, and this is like, you can build this up to be really blinding if you want, but this is like a powder highlight in a liquid form. Like, look how smooth and stunning and seamless that is on the skin. I actually think this is Fenty Beauty's best highlighter they've ever come out with, and I really like all of their highlighters, but this is just, it is gorgeous. And you can really build this up, as you can see, and just like, even when you feel the formula, this is a luxury type powder formula. It's absolutely gorgeous. The compact's beautiful, and yeah, you can, I've built this up quite a bit and I've laid it on top of liquid. That's, I like to do that, as you guys know, but you can make this quite a subtle formula as well if you wish. All right, now for cream blush, if you are looking for that glowy, dewy cream blush, but you're like me and you really don't want it to be metallic so that it enhances the texture, this is where the Pat McGrath Labs Divine blushes come into play. So this is Divine Rose, and how I like to apply it is I just pop it on the back of my hand like this, and then I get an angled brush. This is the BKA 507, and I really work it into the brush like this, and then I just lightly, further lightly, push it into where I want that blush to apply. See how beautiful that is? Oh. And then what happens is, this is a glowy blush product, and I will set this with powder just because that's how I like to do it, because as my skin warms up, it's, you know, I get oily, right? But if you have dry skin and you don't want to set it with powder, then just skip it. But as you warm up through the day, like as your skin warms up through the day, this blush, even if it's been set with a powder, warms up and looks so hydrated and like angelic. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I do recommend not sleeping on these blushes. There was a learning curve, or not even a learning curve to them for me. It was more so, it took me a minute to realize that even though it looks instantly beautiful on the skin, it's the way that it wears and warms up on the skin throughout the day. That's what makes these so special. And now I have like 5 shades. Like, I love them. I think they're such an incredible cream blush. And then for powder blush, because if you want a metallic blush, you know, we'll talk about that in a second, but if you're like me and you want like a glowy blush, but you want it to be that skincare glow, not a metallic texture enhancing glow, a blush that I feel like gets slept on quite regularly, a powder blush, is the Mario blushes. So this is in Desert Rose. And these are like they're a plumping blush, I want to call it, like in the way that this is a Ref of 5. In the way, see how it sets as powder, but it hasn't set matte, but it also hasn't set glowy in the way that it's going to enhance the texture. Can you see that? That's what they do. And again, it's another one of those products that as it warms up, it just Oh, it's phenomenal. It really, really is. I haven't got any product on this sponge or anything. I just like to do this to just push everything in. I'm a bit heavy-handed, but that's all right. And then if you want a straight metallic, like if you are someone that loves a straight metallic blush, I don't really have any recommendations for you other than the Rare Beauty one, just because it's really the only one I tried. It's really not my jam, but you just got to keep in mind, this is like a highlight. So if you really need to love, I've done a review of this where you can see it in action. You really need to love like a highlighter type blush, or you can use this as a blush topper. So shall we give it a go as a blush topper? And I found in my review that I needed to just lightly keep it back here and not inward. The second I brought it inward, the texture was just too much for me personally. But I will say that does look like quite nice as a blush topper, and you could like drape it a bit, right? And that adds the extra glow on glow. Listen, Charlotte Tilbury all the way, but I will say if you want an extra level of hydration, you could even go the Milk Hydro Blur. If I'm looking for my makeup to be glowy and set all day, then it's probably going to be the Charlotte Tilbury. It's going to be extra long. But if I'm not going to work and I'm just doing like shopping or a normal day, then probably the Milk. I mean, I feel like that's come together so well, but maybe that's just me. For lips, obviously this is just really, you know, pick your own adventure. Maybe you just want to do a gloss, a lip balm, a proper lipstick, whatever. But I really want to show you this new lipstick that I got, and especially this combo because it looks so good and I really need to show it. So this is one of the new Lisa Aldridge lip liners. This is 1N right here, and it's absolutely beautiful, like so good. These new lip liners from Lisa are wow, they're so good. So I'm going to apply this. I actually think as I'm applying this, I'm actually thinking to myself, you know, I think this is the best lip liner formula I've ever tried it, as I say that, which is a big call because I love quite a lot, but yeah. Now this one, the shape is very odd looking. So this is Queen Musia lipstick, and I got this in PR. So full disclosure, I didn't pay for it myself, but I did get in PR, and it's called Becky Sharp. I just think the packaging is hilarious. It looks a little bit risque, if you will, but I still like it. I love the color. This is Becky Sharp, the shade, and it's like a soft matte satin. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And when I tell you this shade is so flawless on, it is flawless, flawless. Okay, so let's apply this. I'm sorry, what? Isn't that stunning? That is such a beautiful brown lip. Wow. Wow. Isn't that perfection? And those two like combined, and it's like, it does not enhance my wrinkles at all on my lips. Like it doesn't give me butthole lips, but it's like a soft matte, but no, I want to call it like an intense satin, verging on the softest of mattes, because it doesn't feel matte in any way, and it really doesn't look matte, but it is so long wearing. It's one of the longest wearing lipsticks I've ever tried, aside from like a liquid lip. Like it's phenomenal. I'm so impressed by this lipstick, truly. I know they sent it to me in PR, and I'll be honest, it's not a brand that I didn't know anything about this brand before they reached out to me, and I was like, yeah, this looks amazing. I would be interested in picking up more shades. This is phenomenal, and I'm interested in trying more from the brand if they have other products available, because it's really good. Look at this lip. Okay, and then this is a Blair recommendation, and you guys, if you haven't picked this up yet, run, don't walk. This is the Dior Lip Maximizer in the shade 38 Rosy Beige. Blair has been talking about this forever, and I've slept on it, and wow, wow, wow. Okay. So this is where, if you want your look to be extra glossy, I'm sorry. The three of those products combined are pure perfection. I can't get enough of it. It makes me that happy, this lip combo. I'm not even kidding. But also, I wore this product on its own with no lip liner, nothing, on part 2 of Blair and I's Sephora Live, like Sephora Recommendations Live. That's on Blair's channel if you haven't checked it out. And this, even just on its own, looks so flawless. So all 3 of those lip products, you guys, individually or all together, I cannot stress enough how much joy they bring me. Truly, they're beautiful. So now I just want to do, this is a very extra step, and if you're going to go for like pure glow, you might not want to do this, but I like to keep my glow strategically out here, and I like to keep it matte in here because I like it to be quite blurry. So I really want to try the pressed version of this Laura Mercier. So this is the Translucent Pressed Setting Powder Ultra Blur, and I got translucence. This is a BKN17, and I like to do this at the end of my makeup anyway. You guys just don't normally see it because by this point my videos are super long and I'm just trying to cut them down a little bit. But this is my usual final step is I just repress this through the T-zone, because by this point I've gotten a little bit oily. My skin's like warmed up. And I do this every single time I do makeup, just FYI. So if you want me to start making sure I include it in every video, let me know. Yeah, okay, that's beautiful. That's like the true Laura Mercier blurring one. Oh, that's stunning. All right, awesome. Happy days. I was just hoping that this was going to be the exact formula of the loose powder, but pressed, and it is, so happy days. All right, let me go put some jewelry on. We'll zoom out and wrap this up. All right, my friends, finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I personally love how this has come out. Now, you could make this so much glowier if you wanted to, if you have dry normal skin or you just like that kind of look. Like I said, you could put a drop of face oil in your foundation. It's going to really amp up that glow. You can mix in your liquid highlighter in your foundation, or use the Say Super Glowy Gel or something like that, the Western Atelier liquid super loaded highlighter as your primer, and that's going to juice up that glow. This is how I like to keep my makeup glowy and like juiced up, but still keeping everything quite blurred through my T-zone, because that's my personal preference, and also keeping it set to the point where I'm not going to have to touch this up throughout the day regardless of like my combination skin type. So yeah, what do you guys think? I personally just love how this turned out. Also, these earrings, by the way, I don't know if you can still get them, but they're from MNG or like Mango, and I'm obsessed with them. And I love when I do an almost pink look and I can just like wear them. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you to my YouTube members, especially my Lily's Absolute Legends. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you. You guys are really supporting the channel, allow me to create more content and better content, and I appreciate it. I appreciate every single person that supports my videos in any way, shape or form. Even if it's just giving it a thumbs up, it helps so much more than you could ever know to your creators. And if you've made it this far, you know you're a legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate you, and I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.